what's up, y'all? It's D about to react to this video by Abbott and Preachers titled "The Face of a Man Slowly Dying Inside." Lord, let's see what's going on with him. Let's watch.
That looks so pretty, babe. I just want to ask you a question. Can you tell me why you got mad and walked away while we was getting the wood in Home Depot?
Oh yeah, I got upset because I told you what wood we need to use to do it, and you told me no, you ain't want that wood. I want the big wood. Then you asked somebody to work there, and they end up showing you the same wood that I told you that we finna use, and you told me no about. But being that another person told you it's okay to use the wood that I originally said use, so I felt some type of way and walked off. I had to, in my own mind, vent to myself about what I got to go through.
Oh, you going through something. You going through something.
Yeah, that's the whole
So your wife ain't go through nothing when she have to ask you over and over and over and over and over.
Why do y'all bring these things to TikTok? And the little baby is in the back. Just why?
Your wife ain't go through nothing when she got to tell you, good job. Good job.
That's what you should do. I tell you, you look nice.
I wanted to hear more. I don't know where she was going with this. I wanted to storm off. That's just me. You want to storm off, that's you. But you remember we had this conversation about if I'm right, I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm gonna have a little victory lap. I'm not gonna storm off. I'm gonna be like, isn't that what I told you about it? Okay, cool. Let's move on. I'm not going to feel some type of way. You ended up knowing that I was right. It's like if my girl were arguing over something and my girl...
I would be annoyed, though. I don't know if he needs to storm off, per se, but I would be irritated. Like, I told you what it was, and you just, brushed off what I said, but because this other nigga is coming forward and telling you, oh, yeah, it's this, and now you're like, okay, I'm going to listen to you. And sure, he works there, but listen, I worked at Home Depot. Oh my God, I had so many jobs. I didn't last long, and I was only a cashier. But anyway, from my experience being there, it's not like these niggas are all knowing and they know everything. They don't know what the fuck they be talking about all the time. I don't think, these are experts in here. No, that's not what Home Depot is. So let's be clear about that. A. But B, if he has experience in this field, then I would listen to my husband and be like, oh, okay, and consider what he's saying. And it sounds like he does have experience because, he made the recommendation and he gave her advice. So he has some knowledge. So I would consider that. I don't know.
So look over Google. Ask Google. And I'm going to stand there looking at you like that while you read. No. Read it out loud. Okay. Can we proceed into getting the wood so I can go back home and give you the wood?
Oh, Lord.
The storming off, if you do it enough times... Sometimes you can go back to your girl and be like, yo, and ask the question. It's like, yo, every time I tell you something, you have to be so combative or always like, why, where? I have to question your trust with my judgment. Like, you don't trust anything there's a couple of times I would have let it pass. It's always good to have confirmation. And guess what? I could be wrong. I don't have that ego. I could be dead certain of something and go ask. At least we're going to have confirmation.
So I take this in its totality. What makes me laugh about this and why I feel for the guy.
Because she's filming.
Yeah.
The filming.
So that's how I know this lady's unreasonable. Because even after recording that shit, even after like prepping it to upload and play that back, her head never really picked up. That's what really gets me. Because like guys, you get in an argument. Sometimes you're a little hard-headed. You guys argue after the fact a little bit, even if you're in the wrong. You pause it. She recorded that shit and then uploaded it online thinking like, I'm a bad bitch. And I just kept thinking to myself, I can only imagine what day-to-day gotta be like. Even with reflection and shit like that, that's what gets to me. Because I would say this, my frustration in that moment would be, we supposed to be a team, but some random, you gonna trust his word over mine, and then you're not gonna act like you weren't wrong. See, even acting like you weren't wrong is what also annoys me, because I told you, and then you're gonna still act incredulous. So to me, the mindset is like, at least how this feels for me, is it feels like it undermines this idea of us in unity, because it don't feel like we a team. It feels like you undermine me. And that's the part that would get to me over time.
Yeah, I understand. And
I'm sure they're probably having this conversation because it leads to a bigger conversation. This probably is a common theme in their relationship. But, I mean, it's stupid. All this is dumb.
Yeah, we're viewing ourselves in the perspective of the man because we're mad. But they're both weird.
Yeah.
Storm?
Well, yeah, I was about to say that. Don't throw a tantrum and, like... Stop stumping your little feet, you know, through the fucking Home Depot. Like, that's also strange, you know? Like, I don't agree with that way of handling things either. They just don't seem like they have the best communication, honestly, but whatever. Then, once again, the fact that she felt the need to record this and upload this is the weirdest thing of all this.
Being off because you could be wrong. That's just me. There's a little bit of ego. Because what? She asked somebody, and then, okay, so you was right. So it was like, you storming off is weird to me. That's the weird part. But I get it. I understand it. Because if she's filming it like that, it means that it's not the first time that it happens. It means that you constantly undermine his opinion.
Like I said, this might
Why
be
do I know that? Because after you was wrong, you still film it and make him look like a villain. Like you have to get the upper hand on something. So that tells me you're petty. Both of them are a bit weird. There's one that is a little bit worse than the other. I find storming off, especially if it does happen a lot.
Worse?
And you're being petty because storming off is weird. But filming it, yeah, it does because it takes a toll. Filming it. And then after that, making me look like the villain, like, you told the story, the story looks bad, because he says it, and you agree, yeah, okay, I asked, and then he said, well, I was having a moment. And then you film it, and then you try to make him look still like a villain? Yeah, you're off.
I don't think the walking off, him walking off quietly, as long as you're not making a scene.
Quietly? How you know?
If you ask somebody, they disregard you, and they go ask a third party, then that person agrees with what you really said, and you don't want to acknowledge that, and you don't.
I think it's like storming off. I think of it being a bit of a dramatic scene, like, and then stumping up. Like, I don't know. That's kind of what I think. Because if he just quietly walked away, then she wouldn't have said stormed off. You'd have been like, oh, yeah, you just walked away from me. But it seems like he made a scene of that. But all right.
I could be like, yeah, we're going to get the thing that you originally wanted, which I said we're not going to get. Yeah, that is feeling validated. And you won't even own that after the fact? I might need a second.
No, I think we're saying the same thing.
But no, you said storming off is weird. I don't think it's weird.
I think it's weird, but it's not as bad as that. And you're saying it's not that bad. And you're saying
we don't agree because I'm saying it's not weird. It's not weird when your partner invalidates you like that, and then you just say, "I'm gonna just take his space for a second." That's not weird because it is hurtful. And like you and I agree, this don't look like it's the first time based on how they acted. No. So after you might need a second. It's not weird in a couple. When your partner does something repeatedly, that you take a second. Now, if he made a scene, that's one thing, but that's not what happened.
No, he quietly left.
Walking and I don't think that's a bad way to deal with someone disrespecting you and then realizing that they were wrong and still not willing to acknowledge it. I think that's a bad thing. If I was at home, for example, I'm at home. My girl said something foul-mouthed, whatever it could be. Then her friend tells her she wrong, and she look at me and she won't admit it, I might need a second. I might. I don't think that's correct.
Needing a second and walking off is very different than storming off. What are we talking about? Those are very different, very different meanings. So,
I think that's healthy because rather than say something at that moment.
What I would storm off is when that friend's telling you you're wrong. And then your girl pulls out their phone and be like, okay, see, what happened is, you know what I mean? That's what happened. That's where I would storm up in that situation. In that situation with that dude, when she pulls out the camera and she's trying to make me look, and I know she's going to post it on social media. She's not going to look at it later. Why are you posting? I would storm off, right? I would be like, oh, you're doing this? All right, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. You can drive home. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, that's where I would storm off. And I know I said that it was not the first time. Because of the way that she's acting. I know for a fact that it's not the first time. Me, storming off, I'm like, I would have dealt it, let's see. I'm not saying that it's strong that he's left, but I would have dealt with it a different way. That's just me. Fair. But the filming...
Hey, shit, I would have done that with a lot of people.
The filming? Oh, my God.
Yo, you wrong, and you won't admit it, and you won't come back here like nothing?
You wrong, and you want to make me look wrong. Now you want to make me look like the villain with the internet? Wait. You want to make me look like the villain in front of nobodies?
No.
In front of people that don't matter in your life. Mm-hmm. Like, you want strangers to comment on the shit that you was wrong with?
Because you don't realize it after the fact. That's what makes me real. Like, there have been times, guys, where I've been...
Divorce!
I mean, it feels like it leads to something bigger, but I'll say, like, there's been times where I said some things, and I was in the wrong. And in the moment, I might not have apologized, but you reflect on it and you own that shit. But you can't be proven wrong, look at the other person, and then still be disrespectful. Like, at some point, you gotta just eat that shit. And if you don't, that's when resentment builds. That kind of, like, ugh.
The filming.
He's a better man than me, though.
The filming is crazy.
It's crazy.
But you love her. You love her, and God bless you. But you know what that means when I say it, because I don't believe in God. Bless you.
Thanks.
I chew.
Whenever a black person says, "Oh, you a better person than me, you a better man than me, you a better woman than me," they shading the hell out of you. So don't stand for that. You know, get upset. But yeah, I mean, I already said what I had to say. I think they're both strange, and I think this trend of posting personal moments like this on TikTok is just the weirdest shit ever. And these people be having kids. Like, imagine, like, you somebody mama, and you, let me get on TikTok. Look, what you said, we was in the store in Home Depot, and then I said this, and that, while little baby in the back. Girl, this is dumb. But sure, y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.